So welcome. Today I'm going to show you some things about sharpening, and what we're going to do today is working with curves and color range. Color range is a very good tool to select your shadows, highlights and midtones, and in that way you can make a curves adjustment as you wish. So let's go. First, I go to select color range, and at first I'm going to take the highlights. Click OK. Now I've selected all the highlights in the image. As you can see, the lights, here's some white from the board, outside a little, and now I click on the curves. And as you can see here in your layer mask, it's using everything that's highlight. Okay, go back to the layer, go to select again, color range, select midtones, and after selection you click on curves again, and now it selects all the midtones. Go back to your layer, select color range, select your shadows, and after selection again click on the curves. What we've done now is used all from the dark side, and but everything is sharp. If I zoom in, you'll see it's all sharp. When I do a curves correction right now, you will see it. So what's the best option to do is give it a little blur, and that's a Gaussian blur. It's already good here at 4 pixels. It depends on the size of your image, but 4 pixels is for this image enough. Click OK. It's done, and I do that the same for the midtones and for the highlights. Here we go. Go back to the full size image. What I do is I put this on luminosity, because we want to change the luminosity of the highlights, the shadows and the midtones. After we've done that, we can start changing. For example, if I want to do the highlights, it opens here the adjustments. Normally I always click on the center, because I only want to change everything up here. There are several ways. You can just click somewhere and start pulling or pushing, and here you see a little hand with arrows. Now you can select a color, and you see that in the adjustment layer itself you can push it down and push it up, make it too much. As you can see now, start completely black. That's not what we want. And you can pick out any color you want to change, or color range you want to change. So you can change little things, don't have to change that much in the highlights. And I can do exactly the same for the midtones. If I want, I can make a, what everybody knows, the S curve in the midtones. Most of the time that's where I make the biggest change, and it's not much, it's just a little S. And in the shadows, if I want to darken it a little bit, the shadows, as you can see now, I can push it completely back. Now you see it's completely every shadow is completely black, but I push it down a tiny little, and I can see what I've done now is I raise the contrast. What I normally do is I put it into a new group from layers. I give the name curves, and now I can put it on and off if I want to and see the difference easy. And I see I must change a tiny little in the dark areas of the midtones. It's too much, and I see now it looks way better. This is one simple thing to make a little bit more contrast. What I also do most of the time is I copy the layer, go to filter, other, high pass. It's a big image, so it will take a little time here. You will see it make some lines, sharp lines, press OK, 2.9, 4 is maximum most of the time. This is also for contrast. The adjustment that I give then is desaturate, because I don't want to change the colors. I want to change the luminosity also of the edges of the image. I can set this to overlay, for example, and there you see it's already, it's not much. If I zoom in, you will see it probably better. To 50%. There's a lot more contrast in the image. Another trick you can use is click the Alt key and then go to levels and use previous layer to create clipping mask. What I can do now is I can make even more contrast if I want to. Probably too much, but I can tune it down if I want to. I've set this to overlay, now put it to soft light. So a lot of times I use soft light because it's one of the best ones to use. And I tune it down a tiny little bit, and if I look at it now, it's got a little bit more contrast, and I put this also together in a new layer, and high pass. High pass. Together, this is the original, this is the reworked version. I did it pretty quick right now. Normally I take a lot more time to create the perfect look for it, but it gives you a little idea of how I do things with my panoramas. Thank you. Bye bye.